Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming, and in this video we are going to open up Heavy Jungle Unlimited booster packs. Now, what's cool about these is that we haven't opened up any of the holos from this booster box, or we haven't opened up any of the packs at all. I sold as Heavy Light, so this will be the only video with the heavies being opened up because all the other ones that were purchased were shipped out. It sold very quickly, got paid through very quickly. But like I said, the good thing is that since we haven't opened up any of them, who knows, maybe we'll pull no symbol holos. That'd be really cool. And then all of you would have gotten, since you got in early, you would have been, hopefully feel like you've been rewarded by getting the no symbol holo packs all for cheap. But anyways, you know, it's unlikely that that would happen, but it's always a possibility, so it's kind of cool to throw that out there. But anyways, thanks to all of you who are allowing us to see your packs opened up in this video. We're going to start off with Mr. Chi, and he bought 3 booster packs, and we're going to see what he gets. Your sleeves ready off to the side here. Start with the Scyther artwork. Jungle was the second set to come out for Pokemon. Not the second printing or anything like that, but it was the second set that was released with its like its own little identity. You had base set, which technically had first edition. You had the Shadowless, you had the Unlimited, and even like the 1999-2000 print, which may have even been after the release of first edition Jungle. But I believe all of base, Jungle, and Fossil, like their initial runs, all come out in 1999, so I thought that was pretty cool. Alright, so we're going to start off with Venonat. Then we have a Nidoran, Mankey, Execute, pulled the Jigglypuff, got a Cubone, Paris, Rapidash, Primeape, and the Weeping Bell. So no Pikachu, no Eevee, no Butterfree. But can we make it up with your holo pull? Ooh, nice. That's a good way to start off. Scyther from a Scyther. Does have the jungle symbol, so these are just the standard holos. But let's look at that holo. Looking pretty nice. I'm not seeing a print line. Do see some light silvering on the left and right, but it's not heavy. Backside, maybe a tiny white dot right there. Another little white dot there. Craziest thing happened with, if you guys remember Ashley, she had it was a Jungle First Edition pack, and she had her pack open up on the channel and had a Wigglytuff First Edition in it. And I sent it to her, and when she got it, there was a pin mark on the top, on the bottom, which is just kind of crazy. She said it didn't look like it was tampered with at all either, like the package or anything like that. And so I don't have a pen up here. It's not like I could write on the card, or I never would do that. But it was just weird. So I'm just wondering, has any of y'all ever heard of something like that happening to your cards after you bought them? I mean, it's possible that something happened during the customs process, but it just seems so far-fetched. Like I did offer a refund, but she opted to keep the cards anyways. I hope that she was able to get it off. But it was just a weird kind of situation. Now, I really hope that doesn't happen with anybody else in the future, but I did want to just put it out there and see if anyone else had ever had something like that happen. Got the Jigglypuff, got a Seeking, Primeape, and then Persian. And then for the holo number 2, you hit it with the grass. Got a Nidoqueen. Again, this set looks to be pretty good on those print lines. I'm not seeing them. I think I did notice, yeah, I noticed a white dot here and a little one there. But overall, condition is pretty optimal for what you'd want, or what you would almost expect from Jungle. Of course, if this was like a newer set, you would expect a little bit better. No white dots anywhere, right? But yeah, print lines are usually pretty rough in here, so I hope if somebody pulls the Snorlax or Vaporeon, we see similar condition. Last pack for Chi. 1, 2, 3, 4. Snorlax is always a cool pull, but I'd still say my favorite would probably be Jolteon. I'm kind of with Jim Mitt on the Jungle Jolteon. That one just, it sets back so many memories for me as a kid. Spearow, Pikachu. We've got our first Pikachu. Venonat, Pokeball, and an Eevee. Nice. I think historically in the past when we've seen both Eevee and Pikachu, the holo has been pretty good. So let's see if that can hold true. Oh, a double Scyther. Wow. I wonder if this one's going to be like a different... Oh yeah, look at that border. It's a little bit darker. You see that? Let's see if we can compare it. Can you see the color difference? Well, maybe you can't through the camera. But this one is definitely darker than this one. Centering is a little bit better on the first one that we had. The second one, the centering is a little bit shifted up and left. But I think because of that darker border, I'm seeing much less silvering around the edge. I'm not seeing any print lines. Still got a white dot there and a little white dot up there. But wow, I wasn't expecting that. And people say it all the time that you can get multiples of the same holo in the same box, but for some reason, like, I never expect that to actually happen. But we've seen it several times on this channel. We've definitely seen it with base, and we just saw it with jungle. And I remember with fossil, we've had it to where somebody's opened up back-to-back Articuno first editions. That was really cool. Pretty memorable, in my opinion. All right, next up we have Leo, and he bought 2 of these jungle heavy booster packs. Like I said, we should have more jungle packs on the way in. They should be unweighed, but we're also getting in, I believe, some Japanese packs, which I don't think I've gotten tracking confirming them yet. So stuff this up on my site. That's in hand. I try not to do like pre-order, pre-sales kind of things anymore. I used to do pre-orders pretty big for newer modern product just to kind of help boost sales and get the numbers up, but it was more of a hassle than anything else, especially when I don't really operate in a debt type manner. Meowth, Goldeen, Oddish, Execute. Still no Butterfree. We haven't hit that one yet. Alright, so for Leo's first holo, we have Vaporeon. Oh man. Great color too. Wow, super strong blue coming through. Gosh, I don't see print lines. Great looking card. Well, congrats on that one. I do see a print dot at the top left and right. You can see them there. And if you ever notice, like, there's some whitening kind of like that where it's like on the very edge of it, usually that's from where it wasn't like a clean cut from the blade. I don't do this to my customers' cards, but I do it to my own. Sometimes, like, I've taken my finger and you can just kind of like rub it softly, and a lot of times that'll just kind of like disappear a little bit. Similar to like if you have those brown flakes on the back, sometimes that just comes from being in the pack and other cards being there, and some of the flakes from the other cards will pop off. Usually you can push them off. What you really want to kind of look at are these white dots on the corner. That's what's going to show through the most. And of course the print lines and silvering, but this one looks really nice. So congrats on that Vaporeon pull, Mr. Leo. Set this pack off to the side for you. Next pack. Alright, so we've had one Vaporeon pull, but we've had 2 Scythers, so who knows, maybe we'll have another Vaporeon pull too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Top edge looks good on this one, but I did see white dots, little white dots on the bottom. Let me set it right there. There we go. Alright, so we have Rhyhorn, Nidoran, Goldeen, Jigglypuff, nice. Mankey, Paris, Tauros, Marowak. There's our first Butterfree. Congrats on that one. But what we're here for, all of these guys, they paid extra to have a guaranteed holo. These are heavy packs. Not like the ones that I showed in the other video where they were light. Ooh, Electrode. Well, I've said it once before, maybe 10 times before, I'll probably say it 10 times again. Electrode has always been one of those cards that's been a little bit easier to grade. Subsequently, it's usually pretty cheap. It's not super popular. It doesn't have the best of artwork, obviously, so it's not the best pull that you can have. But if you can get that 10 a little easier, sometimes that works out in your favor. Now, I would say it looks like there's a start of a print line on the right side there, but it doesn't go through. Those 2 white dots on the bottom, I think this one would be the one that would catch a grader's eye. So I don't think you would get the 10, but most of these are really looking like they'd shape up to strong 9s if they were graded. And of course, if you just plan on keeping them in your binder, I think they're going to look fantastic. Alright, next up, 2 more packs here. This one is for Zyad, and he wanted me to shout out his son, Nicholas. And he was telling me that you were spending your spring break sick, and I hated to hear that because it has been nice here. I hope it has been there for you, so I want to wish you best of luck getting well, and I hope you get to have some fun out there before your days are gone. Enjoy it while you can, man. When you're a kid, you can just fall out of a tree, and as long as you don't break something, you're going to bounce back the next day. Well, most kids will. Boy, my son, he is a hard head, I'll tell you. If you've watched some of my recent Instagram stories, you'll have seen he's got like a, I don't even know what happened to his eye. It was like on my daughter's bed, and she said that he fell off and then he ran into the corner and you know, he busted his eye. But that kind of thing seems to happen quite often with kids. As you get a little older, when you start falling, you might be breaking something and it doesn't heal too fast. Alright, we have the Meowth, we have Eevee, nice. And the Pikachu, pulled the Eevee, Meowth, and Pikachu. Can we get the Jigglypuff? Cubone's a good one. Rhyhorn, Nidorina, Fearow, and Primeape. I don't know if I've ever seen a Jigglypuff, Eevee, Pikachu, Meowth, Butterfree pack. Then throw in like a Rapidash or something like that, even better. Alright, Nicholas, let's see what your dad got. Ooh, a Kangaskhan is one of those, if you get it in the 10, you did really good. If you didn't, it's just kind of like a par card. This one, I can't tell if that's a print line or not. What do you guys think? Yeah, it definitely looks like a print line, unfortunately. Kangaskhan is usually really bad for him. Snorlax, Kangaskhan, Vaporeon are usually the worst in the jungle set. Let's go to the back side. Top edge looks pretty good. Bottom right hand corner, I do see a little white dot. I'm sure that gets annoying for some of you. Like, why is he always talking about these little white dots? Well, what I'd like to do is, anytime I show open up somebody's pack on here, show their card, I want to show the condition and kind of just make sure I mention any flaws that I see. It also kind of puts into perspective, for any of you buying these, don't expect a PSA 10 to come out of these old packs. It's really quite unlikely. The most likely scenario is that you're going to get a PSA 9. And after a PSA 9, you're probably going to get a PSA 8. And then, you know, maybe you probably have about an equal shot at pulling a 7 or a 10, you know, out of a pack. Because usually they're not damaged enough to where they're at a 7. But, you know, it's very possible. Especially with sets like Jungle, you can have these big corner rounding issues around all 4 of the corners straight from the pack. We've seen it with commons and uncommons many times. Alright, so we have Mankey, Pikachu, there we go, Venonat, Eevee, Jigglypuff. Oh man, can we get the Meowth? Nidoran, Bellsprout, well, we got a Rapidash, Rhydon, and then Gloom. Man, you did pretty good on the commons and uncommons. It's not like it recoups that much value, but you know, if you're trying to pick which ones you want, you know, you did pretty good there. Alright, here we go. Last holo. And a Vileplume. It's not as bad as an Electrode in my opinion. This one is kind of on that same tier with Victory Bell. Usually Victory Bell had a little bit more value than the Vileplume, but I always thought the Vileplume did better with its Petal Dance if you're looking at playability. Yeah, it looks to be in really good shape. again, for those of you who watch all of my videos, I apologize if I repeat some of this stuff over and over and over again. One, it probably helps my own memory because, you know, I'm getting old. I'm in my 30s. I'm getting outside that normal range for, you know, the average Pokemon collector. But also, when I look at my analytics, most of the people who watch my channel, they're not subscribed to me. So if you're a new viewer, I just wanted to make sure you knew that I'm trying to keep you in mind a little bit too, especially if you made it all the way this far into a video where I'm just sitting here talking and opening up other people's booster packs. Alright, next up we have, hey Rusty, just wanted to show my support to a fellow YouTuber and longtime source of knowledge and inspiration. I appreciate the work you do. And this is Sean at Pokeball. Well, I appreciate that, man. I hope that the Pokemon community treats you well. For the most part, Pokemon community is really good. I can't speak much to places like Facebook and Reddit. I've heard it's kind of rough on there, but I don't get on there that much myself, so I can't speak much to them. But I know usually with YouTube, Instagram, eBay, for the most part, people are really helpful. There's times where you might message me and it looks like I completely ignored you. Most of the time it's because if you ask me, you know, the price of a card or you need advice selling something, I have to prioritize, you know, people that I respond to usually customers or people that kind of pay for that advice, because I am usually slam packed with that kind of stuff, and I can't always give a short, quick answer to a question like that. A lot of times it takes a long time, not a long time, but it takes a lot more depth of knowledge on my end to know what your situation is, what kind of money you have incoming, and that's why I have stuff like a Patreon for that. Alright, so we got the Eevee, but I don't push that too much because that also can take a lot of time, you know, going into real depth for those questions. Lickitung, I thought was always one of those cool Pokemon that you could get in the game. Don't you kind of like trade Bill for this? Up above the Cerulean City Gym, is that right? I can't remember if you can trade for him or not. But he's not like he's that good, but you can't really get him. You might be able to pick him up in the Safari Zone, but I can't remember. I need to go back and play those old games, but it's like, how selfish of me would that be when I need to spend more time with my own kids, you know? Alright. Back to the pack for Mr. Sean at Pokeball. Let's see what he gets. Ooh, well, you got the Venomoth. Another grass-type Pokemon from Jungle. Again, this one really isn't my favorite. I realized the last time that I criticized Muck that, you know, there's people out there who really go for just about any type of Pokemon. To me, I think sometimes the way I view Pokemon cards when I pull them out of a pack like this is a little skewed because I'm seeing dollar signs, and a lot of times people don't see that. And the reason I see it is because that's where I've been kind of like in-depth, ingrained for so long in the hobby. You know, when I think of ranking the 16 hollows from Jungle, you know, Venomoth to me is on the lower tier because just of the value and velocity of sales that I normally get, that I would get when I was selling it as a single. However, I'm not really in the same depth of waters that I used to be with selling singles, because I don't really sell them anymore. I sell mostly graded cards, and so I kind of look at it from the graded card values. And that's why Snorlax, Vaporeon, Kangaskhan, they all kind of like perk me up just a little bit, because I'm like, you know, those have a lot of potential. Whereas I know with the Venomoth, even if you get a 10, you're not going to be pushing too much value with it. Although that was one I needed for the longest time. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and finally read this now that I've been showing it, but this is for Cody. It says, "Look, Mom, I'm on TV." Well, I hope that you're showing this on your TV. You are probably one of about 3,000 or 4,000 people that will see this video. It's not a huge amount, but probably the equivalent of like one of those local TV channel stations that you can't really get anywhere else because it's on a weird frequency before people had Netflix and Hulu and all that stuff. But this will be the last pack of the video. I feel like I took forever in this video, and I just about flipped that card around and made the end very anticlimactic. Alright, Cody, you got a cute looking Cubone, you got the Meowth Payday, you got Bellsprout Spearow, got an Eevee, Pikachu, can we get a Jigglypuff, Goldeen, ooh, Dodrio, Gloom, and the Marowak. Still not too bad. You got 3 of the good commons. Plus Cubone. I mean, Cubone is up there too. Alright, here we go. What are we going to pull? Center it a little bit better. Can we get Snorlax? Oh, another Kangaskhan. I thought we had a Snorlax there for a second. Let's see if this one is looking any better than that last one, which did have a print line. This one, I don't think I see a print line. Do see some silvering on the right side there. Centering is pretty nice. There's a little white dot there. I thought that was. I'm not sure. That might be one of those little pieces that rub off. Same thing. See that right there? Like that should rub off. Those corners look good. I think it's just that one corner there, and then something's flashing on the edge right there. But that looks like it might be on the back, so it may just rub off. But like I said, that's not something that I tend to do myself. I'll let the buyer do that if they like. But congrats on your Kangaskhan pull. I wanted to pull a Jolteon or a Snorlax, but I hope you guys were happy with the pulls that you got, and I hope you guys who've been watching enjoyed the video. Thanks.